The Lost City premiered in theaters this past weekend. A reclusive author is kidnapped by an eccentric billionaire to help him find a lost city depicted in her novels. Her dim-witted cover novel sets out to rescue her in an attempt to win her over romantically. The film stars Sandra Bullock, Channing Tatum, and Daniel Radcliffe. And those three are really the main reason why this movie is worth watching. They all give very, very entertaining turns.
Oh, absolutely. They were all just funny in their own unique way. They all had their own sense of humor, in a sense. And Daniel Radcliffe, he's someone I wasn't expecting to play a villain, considering I just see Harry Potter a lot, but I digress. But honestly, even as a villain, he was interesting. He was actually unique, and I liked the approach with him because it was almost in a nice guy, sarcastic way that just felt so endearing and so just not intimidating, but at the same time you can tell there's a little crazy in him.
Yeah, it's weird. Like, it's not so much intimidating. Like, he's definitely very much eccentric, but at the same time, he's in his own way like a force to be reckoned with, or at least as much as he can be in a comedy like this. He was very much his own kind of villain, which is something I didn't expect walking into this movie. I thought, it's weird. I guess I didn't really have any expectations because I feel like a lot of times with these sort of films, you get a run-of-the-mill villain, right? You forget about the guy within a week. But when we first talked about the trailer, like, I was intrigued when I first saw him in that, and I didn't think he'd do bad.
Mm-hmm.
But he really was entertaining. Like I said, he was very much his own kind of villain, and as someone who's been a diehard Harry Potter fan for as far back as he can remember. I've seen all the movies, read all the books. It's nice to see someone that's part of a franchise that you've grown very much attached to do well outside of that franchise. Like, the fact that he seems to be doing very well outside of Harry Potter, and he seems to be experimenting and doing different roles from Harry Potter, it's really nice to see. It's really, really cool. So props to him.
Absolutely. Like, overall, It's weird because this movie irritated me a lot because of just it. If you go in, basically just blind and looking for a good time, you'll definitely get that. It is a dumb fun movie. Don't pay attention to the story, but the dynamic between Sandra Bullock's character and Channing Tatum's character is very interesting to see, and they'd have a lot of good comedic bits and everything. And there's even a scene from the trailer with Channing Tatum, and he has the stuff on his back. I didn't expect it to go a bit further, and they just kept doubling down, and that was funny.
Yeah, that was great. And it was funny too because the two of them are very funny together. They have great chemistry together. When I saw the trailer, I was kind of surprised at their pairing originally. I'm not sure exactly as to why, but I was kind of surprised because, when you can just see certain people getting matched together in a film, especially if they're going to be, romantic leads. I never saw that with them, and even upon seeing them the first time, I'm like, oh, that's interesting.
Yeah,
but I'm
exactly.
like, maybe. And then, after watching the movie, I gotta say they worked very well together.
Mm-hmm. It was just a dumb, fun movie. It really was. It was irritating, but it was fun. And it was fun.
Yeah, because, certain things, were a little bit unbelievable. And I remember, as we're watching the movie, I kind of saw you put your hands up in frustration multiple times. So I'm like, all right, he's definitely going to have something to say about that on Sunday when we record this review.
There are just certain things that I'm just like, that doesn't make sense. That shouldn't be possible. Okay, why would you include this shot in here when it doesn't feel, it feels so disjointed, but okay, just keep on irritating me.
It's weird, that wasn't enough to, kill the movie for me, not even close. The story, what you get with the story, it feels like it's been done a lot of times before, but at the same time, again, considering, who's involved, they make it worth watching, they make it entertaining. It's weird. I felt like this could have been shorter. The movie docks in at about an hour and 52. I feel like it could have been shorter, especially considering how light the film is.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it could have been shorter. It did feel like it dragged on a bit, actually, in certain areas. Kind of in the beginning, and kind of somewhat towards the middle and end. But
Mm-hmm.
did it take me out of the experience? Not really, but it was noticeable. That was another one of my arm raises in the theater of like, wow, this is longer than it should. um, but again, it's that thing where it's like, do I think it's a great movie? No.
No.
But if you just want to have a good time, yeah, watch this.
Yep. And here's the thing, like, I went into this movie with that exact sentiment, and I got exactly what I wanted.
Exactly.
Like I said, the story itself doesn't really reinvent the wheel. Things were fairly predictable, which again, like, maybe that's why part of why it could have been like just a little bit shorter. But again, nothing to like really drag this movie too much by any stretch of the imagination.
Yep, absolutely. So, I mean, that's the most I could really say about this film is that it's dumb fun. I would recommend it if you want to just have a good old time with some popcorn and some pals.
Yep. Popcorn. Oh, with some popcorn and some pals. Oh, it's magical there. Wow.
Okay, not like that, bro.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I know. I didn't know I was co-hosting with Shakespeare over here. Wow. With the fucking Nicholas Sparks here. My goodness.
You freaking bastard.
Oh boy. All right, folks. Did any of you actually get a chance to see The Lost City? If you haven't, I recommend it. Maybe seeing it on a discount night, or if you have the A-list thing where you don't really have to pay extra other than the monthly subscription. Definitely check this one out. It's a good time. Maybe it could work as a date movie, but what the hell do I really know? I took someone to see Gone Girl back when I was in high school, so what the hell do I really know about date movies? So leave your thoughts on this film wherever it is that you can.